My new book, Pillars for Life, A Guide to Spiritual Ethics and Practice, is now out and available for you to read and purchase. You can check out our website, willowhealing.org, to find a link, or you can find it on Amazon. We look forward to getting your feedback, and if you love it, please leave a review and share with your friends. Now it's time for the show. Welcome to Willow Healing Matters, the podcast. We are so excited to have you joining us on this journey where we explore different ways to empower your soul, whether it's healing in your kitchen or all the way up in the corporate world. Come with us as we look into different ways to heal your mind, body, and soul. Hey everyone, it's Catherine Cristani with another episode of Willow Healing Matters, and today I'm here with Amita Sharma. So she is the co-founder of NourishDoc, a global holistic wellness platform for women to manage their hormone transition from PMS to postmenopause. Inspired by her perimenopausal journey. Isn't that a tongue twister? And working in the high-tech world, she felt unsupported. She needed to bring the taboo topic of perimenopause to the workplace for an open discussion. With her personal experience of going through perimenopause and keeping it a secret, it added more stress to the perimenopause side. Oh my goodness. She is on a mission to make this taboo topic part of DEI, health equity at work for women in their 40s who feel that they cannot discuss this with HR or their colleagues. So a big welcome to the show, Amita. And if I don't have to say perimenopause that many more times, that'd be wonderful.
The funny thing is that this particular word, perimenopause, a lot of us didn't even understand and don't even understand what it means. That is the funny part. But everybody associates, menopause, but nobody understands, not nobody, but very few people understand that it could be 10 years of transition a woman is going through before she hits the menopause. And that's why they coined the word perimenopause.
Oh my God. It's almost like, pre-puberty, right? That's what I think of when I read it. Yeah.
Exactly. But we don't, the puberty is celebrated, right? In a lot of cultures like bat mitzvah, all those things. But menopause is like, okay, we don't want to celebrate anymore. We want to just, okay, hush, hush, hush. It's the opposite. We want to hush it. We want to be silent. We don't want to talk about it. That's what the society, it's improving, but still.
Yeah, and I feel it's such a reflection of where our society's headed, right? Back in back generations ago, when you hit that kind of last period of your life, you were actually celebrated and seen as the wisdom keeper, where it's like, oh, can we put them in a nursing home and kind of shut them up kind of thing?
I know, seriously, look at women in today's day and age in their 50s. I was just looking at Kris Jenner. I don't know if you followed. She's 70 and she looks like she got her entire that face, facelift done. And she looks like she's a 40-year-old woman, a 70-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like today, in today's day and age, all of us, men or women, as they're getting older, they're so active, they're actively working, they're actively engaged. It's not like a couple of decades back when, you would say, oh, 50-year-old, oh my God. I used to think like, oh my God, that's old, but not anymore.
No,
right?
there. It's like, I can't say that anymore.
What happened? Right?
Yeah. And it's so true. I mean, I've interviewed some amazing women who, there was one I interviewed from the top of my head, Cheryl Ilov, and she actually wrote a book against this because she said, in her late 50s, she got her black belt, and
No.
yeah, exactly. And she kind of embraced that part of her life rather than letting society dictate like, oh no, you should start to slow down and that sort of thing. And even I think about my homeopath, she's 82 and she can still make me cry with her fingers because she does other things other than homeopathy. And she's like there adjusting my jaw. But then at the same time, I think I want to be like this at your age. I want to have found my thing that lights me up so that I can step into my purpose and still embrace life to the fullest at that age.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that is the message that, we women have this kind of a cage, mental cage or a society cage, so to speak, irrespective of the culture, ethnic, that at certain age women are, oh, now it's your life is over, in the sense like, oh, now you should retire, or now you should go around the world on religious, kind of
Pursuit. Eat, pray, love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Eat, pray, love, right? So, but in today's day and age, no, more women are back in the workforce. They are still engaged, and hey, menopause, perimenopause doesn't matter. I think it's your mindset, right? To me, you could be a 30-year-old and feel, oh my God, the world is kind of weighing on you, or you could be an older person, like a mid-age or whatever. The world is weighing on you, but still you keep fighting every single day, right? Chugging along. And that's what I think is the essence that I want to offer, is that you just keep chugging along. Whatever your pursuit is, whatever your current, inner desire is to do, whether it is to all day do nothing, that's fine. But whatever you want to do, you should be able to do that.
100%. And, there shouldn't be any limits. The only limits that you let be put on you is
Yeah.
by what you listen to and the belief system you choose to associate you with as well. Because, you can always be the change that you want to see. You just have
Hmm.
to believe and have the courage to do so.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, did you want to share? I know we just jumped into this other topic, but did you want to share a bit about what your journey was through perimenopause? I think I got it right this time. So, what was your journey, as well as what you found was really missing from
Hmm.
being a woman with a career and working through all these hormone shifts and everything happening with your body?
Yeah, so I'll say that to all the women who are, say, 40 something, it's the most difficult age and the decade, in my opinion. The reason being, if let's say hypothetically, I'll share my journey. You're married with kids, in my case, and you also have a career, and you are trying to balance your work life balance by stress and work and at home teenagers and all the kind of things. And suddenly, boom, one more bomb comes, that is perimenopause. And you are least expecting it. And suddenly now you have to deal with one more thing. And it is a hell. It is like, my God, because you are at that stage of your career that you think you are going to be going up the ladder, and boom, you slide right back there, because with this perimenopause, you are not able to work properly. In my case, again, your productivity goes down, you're not having a sleep properly at night, and then in the morning you're sweating. I'm waking up with my swollen face and I have to put ice to look half presentable. You go to work and then you again probably having some hot flash, which is unexpected, and then you're losing your mind, kind of train of thought because of the brain fog. All these things happen, and now I'm laughing about it, but in reality, when you're going through it, it's actually not funny, because it impacts not only your physical being, but also your mental well-being, and also your financial, the work, the career. You have to sacrifice sometimes because you are not able to work properly. So that's typical story. My story is what I went through. And on top of that, you're silent, a person like me. Not talk about it, not seeking much help. I'm just kind of going inside, oh my God, I can handle it. I'm a superwoman, mom, superwoman, super this, super that. It's all wrong, right? It's so baloney, so wrong. And really, honestly, it's so bad. And the reason is because if we women don't take care of ourselves during these years when the hormonal shifts are happening, the hormones are going all over the map and fluctuating, and so is our mood. One time we are angry, the other time we are laughing, the other time we are just like, oh my God, what the heck happened? It happens to so many women because of the mood shifts, right? So we need to find balance during this time of our life, so that when we come here at like age 55 and up and 60, we don't get into a chronic condition, which is 80% of us have it. So that's sort of like my journey was really crazy. During the perimenopausal years, I started experimenting a lot of holistic therapies. By trial and error, I fixed myself. That's the funny and the strange part. I fixed myself. I fixed my weight, I fixed my hair, I fixed a lot of things. But majority of the women do not know where to turn to. That's the problem.
Yeah, and I feel it's that stigma of society where it's just like, oh, you're just going through menopause or you're just going through perimenopause, or, rather than actually there are supplements or there are different ways, holistic practices that can help you rebalance. And I had another guest on the show and she was talking about how, if your stress level's really high, especially if you're in a really high stress position, it's actually worse because it finds
Mhm.
it's harder to rebalance the progesterone and the estrogen in order to have that balance so that you can keep moving forward and like you said, not end up with these long-term conditions because you haven't paid attention and given nourishment to your body when it needed it.
Yeah, but who is not stressed? You tell me. Everybody's stressed. Right? Everybody's stressed, especially when you're in your 40s, your career, your home, your kids. I mean, I'm telling you, you're so stretched thin. You are so stretched thin. Everybody's stressed. What do you do? And on top of that, you are so stretched for time. You do not have time to take care of yourself because of so many other factors that are happening around you.
Yeah, and I guess that's where it's like shifting your priorities and taking a moment to breathe too, really, isn't it? It's like, hang
Yeah.
on, I need to look after me. And from
Yeah.
years working with parents and children, I would say to the parents, like, if you go down, what happens to the rest of the ship? Like,
Yeah.
because we're so conditioned to put ourselves last, we're so conditioned to put our needs at the bottom of the pile and then actually forget to take that moment for ourselves.
Well, we are conditioned as women. Like I said, I interviewed over 3,000 experts, majority of them women. And we women, irrespective of the culture, irrespective of where we're coming from, which part of the world we're coming from, we all think the same. We always put ourselves in the end. That is how we are conditioned. Our brains are conditioned like that. And I thought personally that I grew up in India, so I grew up in a culture which was more subservient, at that time for women. Now, of course, things are changed everywhere in the world. And I thought maybe because of that, I am who I am. But when I talked to other women, they were all the same. Younger women, than me as well. Now, if I talk to a 20-year-old, they are different. In today's day and age, the 20 something, they are like, what? Are you kidding me? I'm going to talk about everything. So 20-year-olds as a 20 something are fine. But the moment I talk to anyone 30, 35 plus, they're the same. So it's the so that's the now we are still living 35 plus and all of us, but we still have this mental block of not talking about it.
Yeah, and I think that's such an important thing to bring up. It's like, we don't talk about things. We put them
Yeah,
all under the rug. We don't talk
yeah,
about, how
yeah,
we're feeling. We don't talk about what's going on with our body. And,
yeah,
it's almost like those surface friendships, that's what I call them, where you can't actually sit there and have those really deep and powerful
yeah,
conversations. Instead, you
yeah.
just talk about, you catch up on little aspects of your life that actually don't even really matter. And I
Hmm.
feel that that's where we need to kind of flip who we are as people too and start to like ask deeper
Hmm.
questions so that
Hmm.
we can support our friends and support
Hmm.
our family and that sort of thing. And if people
Hmm.
choose not to answer, that's fine. But at least you've made the attempt to go deeper.
Yeah, exactly.
So what led you to starting NourishDoc so you had like this career in the
Yeah.
tech industry and then what happened?
Well, COVID happened just, and at the same time, it was interesting. I was working for, I think, Western Union at that time. Before that, they decided to relocate to Denver, and I'm here near San Francisco, as I said. And then the same time COVID happened, I didn't want to go to Denver, and I mean, my contract actually with them finished, just ended, and the same time COVID happened, and I was going for my another contract, and they said, oh, we're going to wait until we don't know what's happening, this COVID thing. And I said, okay. So I started this holistic journey, and it just out of fun. Actually, more it was more of a fun thing. Hey, learning about it for a year or a year and a half, not thinking that I'm going to do this. I said, let things settle down. It's a good break for me. Okay, fine, why not take a break and learn about all this. The more I got into it, the more I started learning and understanding, and I talking to people. And this whole thing of my personal journey, what I was telling you, the perimenopause, kept triggering back to me. So about 2.5 years back, I decided, I said, you know what? I'm not going to go back to work. I'm going to give this a fair shot, this whole holistic with the menopause, perimenopause, and see where it takes me. So that's what started the whole thing. And it kept triggering to me my personal experience. And the more I talked to more other women, they said, yes, you're on the right track. Oh my God, thank you. You're trying to do something which we don't talk about it. At the same time, I noticed so many influencers like Hal Berry and some of these Oprahs of the world, they started talking about almost at the same time. If you see that about 2.5 years back, and now the world is talking about this, right? So that was my journey. That about 2.5 years back, I said, no, I'm going to go deeper into this. So it has taken us about so much time to come up with a platform now, which we are launching because we needed to understand this. We needed to go deeper into it, and we needed to build something that's going to be credible and evidence based for the women. So that's a little bit of my story. It wasn't like a one switch that happened. It was a journey of silent struggle, I would say that, right? Almost a decade of silent struggle. And then discovering this holistic during that time, fixing myself, and then learning from a lot of other experts, and then saying, okay, let's go deep into it. And that here I am.
Here you are. And
Here I am.
here you are. So NourishDoc itself, this is what was born from all of that?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
And what can people expect if they want to go further into NourishDoc and actually dive into that?
Yeah. So we are catering to actually all age groups because hormonal shifts happen to younger girls as well. We know that PMS, PCOS. We skip the pregnancy part. It's very fragile. We don't want to get into that. We come here and we go into the perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. So depending on what you are, who you are, and which stage you are, I should say that, whether you are perimenopause or premenopause, a younger girl like 25 or to 35 would be, you probably have your normal periods. Then what we do is as a first step, we give you a self-care sort of like tools. And it is a collection of almost 20 to 30 different programs with a very simple, actionable steps that you can do to nourish yourself using food as medicine, using movement as medicine, using hypnotherapy, using some simple herbs, supplements, acupressure. We don't recommend that you do supplements yourself because, everybody is different. And then at the same time, we have other add-ons like a group sort of sessions where the experts can come. They talk about different things like even sexual health, pelvic health, all these embarrassing things, and women can ask these questions. And then the third part could be one-on-one, where if they have a serious problems, they can have the testing done. Then they can also consult with like a naturopathic doctor or a dietitian or a yoga or a hypnotherapy or even a therapist. So what we've done is we've created a very comprehensive platform. And from a affordability point of view, like the first step would be less than a coffee per month, like $3, $4, $5, something like that. Then it goes to the next level. Then it goes to the next level. And we are also trying to meet the women where they are, which stage of the life they are, and what kind of concern they have. So we can service them at the right time, with the right kind of information. That's what we are doing. And we are launching next month.
I love it. And you're creating your community around that, so it's not
Yeah.
silent anymore.
No, 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 absolutely not. So, the interesting thing is I've talked to so many couples, guys, so many guys have interviewed me and they said, oh my God, I need to talk to you about for my wife and for our life. It's not just the woman, it's the couple themselves. They also get impacted, right? Because of all the issues that we are talking about.
Yeah. And it's funny, I was interviewing Dr. Nigel Breyer. So he does a lot of work to help women through the menopause stage and rebalancing hormones, but also after pregnancy, like the bladder part. And he said like his wife wouldn't actually even come to him to
Mhm.
talk about it, even though that's
Yeah.
what he specialized in.
Wow.
Because there is this level of embarrassment around
Yeah.
it. And like you said, there is this taboo, like we don't
Yeah.
talk about it, So I used to joke with one of my clients because, after you give birth, sometimes when
Yeah.
you sneeze, you have to
Yeah.
double check, right?
I know. You haven't
But
peed, right?
yes, exactly. It's like, am I okay? I think
Yeah.
so. But it's because if you're willing to talk about it, then you can get support with that to help
Yeah.
strengthen that
Yeah.
pelvic floor muscle
Yeah.
back up and everything. But it's natural. But again, because no one talks about it because it's taboo, then you don't know what you're going through. And even I've had some clients who I was working with them like in a healing session and they're like, am I going through menopause? And I'm like, not quite. And I guess now I have a word for it, which would be the perimenopause, even though it trips me up every time. I'm like, think about it. And so, but, having the words to put that. But for me, when I was looking at it energetically, it was like I just kept saying it needed some spice, like it needed something to kick it over to get that kick because it's almost like it's gone to ice. That's the image I got. You know, it's gone to ice and it needs someone to talk about it. It needs someone to bring it back to life or
Yeah.
just help nourish and honor that. And that's come up too with clients who I've had who have been through menopause is that we forget to give thanks for everything that our womb did and everything that our womb allowed us to achieve, like have children or not have children. But, you
Mhm.
know, as a woman, we have this special creative center from our womb. And it's so often ignored about, yes, we have that. And it has an impact on everyone else around us in our family. Like you said, not just ourselves. It does impact, you know, our husbands. It does impact our children. You know, it does have this flow and effect.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. No, no, no. This is a topic that needs to be openly discussed amongst family, amongst community, at workplaces, right? It needs to be normalized, and women need to be saying if they need help, they should be proactive in seeking help, right? They should not be keeping silent and suffer through this whole maybe a decade of suffering. And that's, that's not right.
Yeah, and I feel too, you know, sometimes people will reach out to their doctor and they don't
Mhm.
necessarily have the answers either. So
Mhm.
it's like be willing to take your power back and start to
Yeah.
investigate it more.
The problem is, well, this is one of the doctors. She came on NBC and she said that they are not taught about perimenopause during their medical school. That's a problem. And menopause is only 8 hours. The focus of their 15 years or 12 years of study is only on the reproductive part of a woman's life. And that is the problem. So there is a lot of medical gap, right? Until they start changing their curriculums very proactively, and that by the time the new crop comes out of the graduation is probably a few more years. Until then, we have to make sure as we need to take control of our lives. And the other problem is they just don't have time. You have barely 5 minutes and they're just running, and that's not enough. That's the other issue.
100%. And, you know, it's no different. My background's in allied health, and it was no
Oh,
different. Like we were learning, we had, I think, 2 hours on our whole course on autism spectrum disorder. And then, of course, the
yeah.
universe puts me in jobs where my whole caseload is that. And it
Yeah.
was, you know, that's on you too. Like you have that power to go find out more, which is what I did in that situation. But even
Yeah.
you know, if my hormones are feeling imbalanced or, you know, I'm not aware of what's going on with my period because,
Yeah.
you know, I will genuinely be like, okay, what is happening here? And take that moment to
Mhm.
actually reflect back because it can be such a pre-indicator to be
Mhm.
aware of what you are up to in your menstrual cycle, but also paying attention to it because so often we just dismiss it as like, no, it's that time of the month again, or whatever it might be. But, you know, the best thing I started to do was recording it so I could see like how long is
Yeah.
it, you know, what's going on? Is it always roughly the same time? Because then if it's really out of whack, then you can
Yeah.
come back to your body and go, all right, what's going on at a hormonal level? Or am I entering perimenopausal times?
Mhm.
Or am I actually getting to menopause? And what is this going to look like now? And do I have to change how I'm looking
Mhm.
after myself?
Yeah. 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 Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No. No. This is good. This is good.
So I guess, you know, if people want to, you know, they want to know, dive in more into NourishDoc, you've explained a bit out of that. There's different
Yeah.
levels of supports that they'll get. And how did this all come about? So you touched on it a little bit, but how was it kind of created?
Well, the first one is the self-serve, where there's no expert in it, and and it's very affordable. As I said, it's less than a cup of coffee per month, and so they can help themselves. It's like an app, and it's personalized. So you can still monitor your issues that you are going through. You're still part of the community, but you're not going to get any support from any expert because of the economics of it. And then the second part is if you choose to get support from an expert in a group setting, then you still get this app with a lot of programs, as I said earlier, but you're going to have someone like once a month or maybe more live sessions where you can go ask questions, or you could also participate in a program more interactive with the expert, so to speak. And of course the community is there. And then the third part is you probably need to get your hormones tested. So we have with alliances with the testing company as well as some product company and the experts. We combine everything together. So you really get into the root of the issue let's say a lot of women have hormonal issues. You don't know what's happening, mood swings are happening or whatever. So then you need to get a testing done. So that's the third part. So
Yeah.
all this is offered in an app as well as on the desktop, as I said earlier. And then we launch it next month
How
open to the
exciting.
public. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And by
been
the
a
time
lot of
this
work.
episode airs, it will be ready,
Yeah.
which is
Yes.
exciting.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that you have those different levels because sometimes people aren't ready yet to talk about it with somebody else. So
Yeah.
then they can have that beautiful little self-serve. I just got this image of like the different coffee sizes, right? So you have like
Yeah.
the small
Exactly.
and then the medium and then the jumbo.
That, not even, you just get a shot, right?
Yeah.
Like a tequila
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah. No, well, a
Like a,
macchiato. No, sorry, it's a short,
yeah.
short black, short black. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Like a shot. And then you go to the next one, the next one. No, so many times you just want to browse around. You just want to consume the content and you want to take your time before you, ask questions. You don't know if the questions are the right questions and you just don't want to spend the money or the time. So that's why we thought a baseline is very important because it doesn't exist right now. The baseline. It's always like most of the time everybody's trying to sell you something. Oh, consult with a gynecologist. Oh, pay $200. That's how I see it. Oh, buy the supplements. If you take this supplement that has blah, blah, blah,
Mm,
your thing will be fine. You just need not to be pressured into, oh, I have to do this. I have to do this. You need to understand as a woman, first of all, what is going to happen. And then you say, okay, I want to go this versus that. That is the intention why we created the first baseline.
yeah. And I think that's such an important thing to reflect on too, as well. Like you mentioned earlier too, you don't recommend supplements because no one knows your body and how it's made
Yeah,
up. This is
exactly.
why, diets can't always help as well because you
Yeah.
don't know what's going on with your
Yeah.
body. You have to be aware of your microbiome. You have to look at your hormone levels, all those sorts
Mhm.
of things. And then you don't know how you'll interact with the different supplements. And then one supplement that works for somebody might not work for you because your body might not metabolize it either.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so, as we start to finish our time together, Amita, I asked the guests that come on the show if you could change or heal something in the world, what would it be?
For myself, if I could change myself or to change,
No, in the world. Saying change
oh, in the
anything
world,
for the world. Yeah.
oh my God, this year has been crazy. Everybody fighting and bombing each other. That's something I think, a decade back, the world was very peaceful, if you remember, right? Now there is so much, there's wars going on, all these kind of strange things happening. I think I would like the world to be peaceful again. That's what, if I could change something and not worry about all these different factions of religion and faith. Everybody is welcome to do whatever faith they are, but not fight amongst each other, right? I think peace is something, if I could do that, I would change the world back to being peaceful.
Yeah. And just make peace with your inner conflict too.
Yeah. Make peace with what you have and try to be thankful what God has given you, and let's not destroy each other, humanity versus humanity. I mean, that to me, that breaks my heart.
Yeah.
And I think that's, if, I'm obviously not in a position to change that, but if there is one thing I could, that's what I would. I can
Well,
only do what I can, right? I can do the perimenopause change.
yeah, but in saying that, by finding that peace within yourself, you can cause a ripple effect of peace. So
Mm,
you are doing something for that, right? You are, helping women find peace with their bodies and find acceptance of where they are in that stage of life, whenever it might be.
Absolutely.
And how can people connect with you, Amita? And I will touch base with you later and have a link for the app once it comes out. But in the meantime, how can people find you?
I think the best thing is go to our website, www.nourishdoc.com. That's the best place.
Beautiful. I'll make sure to pop that in the show notes. And I'll also provide a direct link to the app so that people can just click on that and don't have to think about
Yeah.
it. So,
Thank
so
you.
thank you so much for being on the show, Amita. And I really appreciate everything that you're doing to help bring this subject to light.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Willow Healing Matters, the podcast. We have so much love and gratitude that you're taking the time out of your day to empower you on your healing journey. The views shared by the person being interviewed might not necessarily reflect that of the host and should be used at your own discernment. Trust what resonates for you and follow your heart and soul guidance. If you have any underlying medical conditions or mental health issues, please consult with your healthcare provider before pursuing any of the recommendations. Likewise, you can always contact the person being interviewed to find out more information. This can be found in the show notes. Remember to activate, align, heal, empower, and find love in everything that you do.